Good evening, everyone. This is Joe Henches for Beyond the Chart. This is Wednesday night, and this is a market update for October 3rd, Thursday, October 3rd. So the Dow Industrials, well, let's look at the S&P 500. That's our first chart here. It was, down 1.13 today, down slightly. So last 3 days, I last talked to you guys on the weekend. And so last 3 days are almost exactly right where we were on Friday. 1691.17, and here we are at 1693. We're actually 2 points higher than Friday in terms of the close. Now, what's really interesting here is I thought we were going to possibly get what I would call a buy signal in here if closing above this blue line, the 10-day exponential moving average, and above these last 2 days. Didn't happen yesterday. Looking to get a close above yesterday's high today. That didn't happen. So I'm still looking for that. I'm looking for a close above this high, so above 1696.55, and I think then we got a good chance of being off to the races. So we'll have to see. Let's see here. Let's look at the Dow Industrials. Where are you? Mr. Dow, I thought I had it up here, but apparently I don't. So let me get that real quick. I apologize. Okay. So here's the Dow. The Dow isn't quite as strong as the S&P, and that's been the case all along. We are looking at the pullback now has gotten to the point where it is, well, it's a little over 61.8% on the pullback. The closes have held in at that percentage, but the intraday has dropped down below. So, it's, again, it still looks like, we moved to slight new high. We got the pullback now. I'd really like to see us turn and go. And let's see, the New York Composite. This is one I still, this is the one chart that gives me more bullishness than any of the other charts. And I've talked about this rising, ascending triangle here. It's pulled back into the triangle. Again, it's trying to turn also these last couple of days. And would love to see a close above the high of the last couple of days and go. And then, you've based on the past recordings, you've seen my projection for this, which is quite a bit higher on up. The NASDAQ, the Russell 2000 is very strong. This is the small cap to mid cap type stocks, very strong. To new highs, continues to push, and the same thing with the NASDAQ. I mean, the NASDAQ and the Russell 2000 almost mirror each other, but you can see there is no weakness that's showing up here at all. And, I think just like this has happened here, I think we're going to have the NASDAQ leading us higher. There's a lot of really strong stocks, and I talked about a couple of these. I had a post on Amazon, on Apple and Amazon. I've talked about some of these Chinese stocks. Some of these Chinese internet stocks are just on fire right now. I think that's, well, let's take a quick look at gold. Gold's been struggling, had a big down day, gap day yesterday. And I actually thought it was breaking this trend line. I thought we had a little bit of like a shoulder, head, and shoulder in here. Now we've had a pullback today, but basically it kind of filled the gap, pulled back to the 10-day exponential moving average. And we'll see whether or not it continues to roll back over or whether it tries to firm and go. It doesn't look very strong right now. The other one is oil. And where is my oil? I know I just had it in here. Okay, let me pull that one up. USO. USO had a big day today. Closed above the 10-day exponential moving average. Now, again, that's not enough to say, okay, I want to buy. You notice how this trend line from last April in here, and it got support at that trend line, and now it's bounced back up. We have got the demand index has gone positive. I'm looking over here at this key, which you cannot see, and I'll pull this in. So when you look in here, I'm looking at what we call DI plus and DI minus over in the that little key area, and 28 is greater than 27. I'd like to see another confirming close, a close above this high, to give a shot at saying, hey, I think maybe this thing's turning. But the other thing to look at is we got a little bit of a short, a downtrend line here. I'd like to see that one break also to say that we're actually resuming our uptrend. So we talked about gold, talked about oil, and I am still in 3D systems. I'm still in this stock. I have actually October calls, strike price 50, so I'm in the money. No, I didn't get stopped out here because I got a close below the 10, but I did not get a confirming close below the low of that day. So it's kept me in. And honestly, this thing has trended higher, just like the NASDAQ has, even though you've seen what the Dow and the others have pulled back. So this is looking strong. I'm expecting this to push upwards at least to the top of the Keltner channels here, if not higher. Now the other one, Broadcom, that I'm kind of fighting a little bit is I got into puts right here near the close on Friday afternoon. It's rallied back a little bit, but the 10 days below the 20, the 50 is hard down, broke this trend line. I'm looking for it to resume the downtrend. Now, if I get a close above the blue line and then a confirming close above that, I'll be out. And you can see just a close above the blue line is not going to do it for me. I need another close above the high there to take me out. And then I'll get another thrust down and I'll look to see whether or not I'm getting divergence in this move. Should I get out on the second move down? I mean, so that's my ideal scenario. We'll have to just see how the stock's acting and how it's trading. Should it start to pull down below this Keltner channel and get down here in 23 to 24 area and test this low. So that's what I'm looking for. So that's it for tonight. We'll leave you with the really nice looking NASDAQ, and we'll see if the government can't get its act together. It's just too much garbage going on right now. That's I don't even want to touch that, but it's really embarrassing, I think, in terms of the world scene, why we can't seem to get our act together here and reach agreement for the government. But we'll see how that plays out and where we're at by the weekend, and I will talk to you guys again this weekend. So have a great Thursday and Friday, and we'll see you then.